Tensions between Canada and the U.S. have always simmered just under the surface. But in 2025, something snapped. From tech to fast food, Canadian consumers said, "Enough is enough," and launched some of the biggest boycotts we've seen in decades. These weren't just angry tweets. These were full-on nationwide movements that hurt American companies. Hard. And number 5 on this list? It shocked even the most loyal customers. Before we dive into this explosive list, take a second to like this video and hit that subscribe button. We break down complex global stories in a way that's simple, real, and powerful, every single day. Now, let's jump into the top 10 Canadian boycotts of U.S. products in 2025. And trust me, you won't believe number 5. Number 10, Starbucks. The Latte Revolt. In early 2025, leaked documents showed that Starbucks had quietly lobbied against Canada's dairy protection policies, trying to weaken local supply controls in favor of cheaper U.S. imports. The backlash? Immediate. In Vancouver, thousands of people joined Ditch the Cup marches. On social media, former fans filmed themselves pouring Starbucks drinks down the drain. It wasn't just about coffee, it was about sovereignty. Within months, Starbucks saw a 19% decline in Canadian sales. Local brands like Balzac's Coffee and JJ Bean reported record growth. Starbucks tried to repair the damage by pledging to support local farmers, but the trust was already gone. Number 9, Meta, Facebook and Instagram. Social silence. When Meta began restricting Canadian news due to disputes over Bill C-18, a law requiring digital giants to pay news outlets, Canadians fought back with silence. Literally. Communities deleted their Facebook groups. High-profile influencers left Instagram, taking their millions of followers with them. The phrase "delete Meta" became a digital movement. By April, Meta's Canadian user engagement dropped by nearly 30%. Even government agencies started using alternative platforms. Some moved to Canadian-made apps like Newsly or switched to email newsletters instead. Meta's digital dominance in Canada cracked, and the boycott showed that people are willing to walk away from big tech. Number 8, Walmart. The rural betrayal. Walmart quietly shut down 16 rural stores across Canada in early 2025, blaming rising costs and low foot traffic. But for many small communities, those stores were a lifeline. The closures triggered outrage. Local leaders accused the company of gutting small-town economies after years of driving out mom-and-pop stores. Protests erupted in Manitoba, Newfoundland, and even parts of Ontario. Soon, grassroots campaigns encouraged Canadians to spend their money at local shops, farmers markets, and Canadian chains like Giant Tiger and Home Hardware. Walmart tried to do damage control by offering delivery in closed areas. But the message was clear. Don't expect loyalty when you abandon your customers. Number 7, Amazon. Prime. No more. Amazon was hit hard after major disputes with Canadian warehouse workers went public. Reports of unsafe conditions, excessive surveillance, and mass layoffs spread quickly. Labor unions rallied, launching coordinated walkouts in Alberta and Ontario. Public sentiment turned. Thousands canceled their Prime subscriptions. Canadian Twitter was flooded with screenshots of cancellation confirmations. By June, Amazon had lost over 500,000 Canadian subscribers. Competitors like Well.ca and BookOutlet.ca saw record orders. This boycott wasn't just about ethics, it was a wake-up call about how much control one company had over daily life. Number 6, Netflix, the cultural blackout. When Netflix pulled several beloved Canadian shows off its platform, people lost it. Cultural critics slammed the company for prioritizing U.S. content. Politicians jumped in, accusing Netflix of cultural disrespect. It turned into a massive national pride issue. Cancel Netflix trended across all platforms. Over 1.2 million users reportedly ended their subscriptions in just 5 weeks. CBC Gem and Crave picked up the slack, offering Canadian content and even bundling with mobile plans to make the switch easier. Netflix didn't just lose money, it lost its cultural relevance in a country that once adored it. Number 5, McDonald's, the beef backlash. Here it is, The boycott you weren't expecting. McDonald's, a staple in almost every Canadian town, found itself in the crosshairs. Why? An investigative report revealed that over 70% of McDonald's beef in Canada was actually imported from the U.S., despite years of marketing about local sourcing. Canadians were furious. Protests broke out in Alberta, the heart of Canadian beef production. Ranchers called for a boycott, and fast food lovers listened. This wasn't just a boycott, it was a betrayal, and McDonald's is still trying to regain trust. Number 4. Apple. The price of loyalty. In 2025, Apple launched the iPhone 16 and immediately triggered anger by pricing it 15% higher in Canada than in the US. When asked why, Apple blamed currency fluctuation and import fees. Apple stores in Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver saw days of quiet protest with signs reading, "Same phone, higher price." Sales dipped, and Canadians started looking elsewhere. Samsung gained major ground. Even smaller players like Canada's own BlackBerry, in its new AI-focused form, got a second wind. Apple is still the king of cool, but in Canada, its crown is slipping. Number 3. PepsiCo. The water wars. Pepsi got into hot water, literally, after it was revealed that PepsiCo was lobbying for controversial water extraction permits in British Columbia. Indigenous leaders and environmentalists sounded the alarm. Communities accused the company of draining aquifers for profit. Entire school districts removed Pepsi products. Alternatives like Canada Dry, President's Choice sodas, and craft beverages like Green Beaver began replacing Pepsi products on shelves. This boycott wasn't just environmental, it became a symbol of protecting Canadian land and rights. Number 2. Coca-Cola, the plastic pollution firestorm. In 2025, Coca-Cola was named the top plastic polluter in Canada for the 4th year in a row. But this time, it sparked a national movement. Eco-activists launched the Choke the Coke campaign, urging consumers to stop buying Coca-Cola products until the company committed to real plastic reduction in Canada. The campaign exploded. Sales dropped by 22%. Coke scrambled to announce a new Canada Green initiative, but for many, it was too little, too late. The brand that once stood for happiness became a symbol of environmental failure. Number 1. Tesla, the EV U-turn. It all started when Tesla suddenly canceled plans for a $2 billion gigafactory in Quebec. The company blamed regulatory obstacles. Canadians blamed Tesla for walking away from hundreds of green jobs. What followed was brutal. Tesla became the face of corporate abandonment. Orders for new Teslas tanked. Protesters rallied outside dealerships with signs like, "Build here or sell nowhere." Tesla once led the electric revolution in Canada. In 2025, it became the example of how quickly a brand can fall from grace.